Yahweh shines the power, yeah. I'm chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayan with Yahweh Shai up in the kingdom, yeah.
Who are we? Israel! That who are we? Israel! Can't hear you!
Israel, Israel.
Who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shines the power, yeah.
I said, who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shines the power, yeah.
Brother, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Welcome to another class here with ISBHBK. We are located here in Houston, Texas. The address is 231 FM 1092, Stafford, Texas. Zip code 77477. Class times and days, Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Friday from 6 to 8, Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also got the school in Norfolk, Virginia. Address out there is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. Zip code 23517. Class times and days is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we got the school in Rochester, New York as well. Address, we do have the building, but we'll get the address out. So if anybody needs the address, they can always hit us up and we'll get the address. But right now, class is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays out there in Rochester from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time as well. Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. And then in San Antonio, the address is 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code 78218. Class times Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7:30 to 10:30. And then Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 4 p.m. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to all of our YouTube channels. Rochester doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, but they will soon. So we ask that you like, share, and subscribe to all the YouTube channels. The Blog Talk Radio that Mashaba does, the Hidden Truth Bible Show, Israelite Media Corp, 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the kids class that we do every Sunday starting at 1 p.m. here in Houston. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to these different avenues where you can get the information, man. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely no reason why you can't get fed, especially in these times, man. It all depends on what you're giving your spirit to. But if you can listen to class, why not listen to class? Even if you don't like Houston's class, you can listen to San Antonio's. If you don't like San Antonio's, well, you got Virginia. And if you don't like Virginia, well, you're going to have New York soon, too. So, you know, just take advantage, man. Take advantage of all the different streams of knowledge that you can get from ISBHBK. We have the Passover coming up. It's going to be April the 17th. Yeah, it's going to be April the 17th, of course, on a Sunday. If you know you're going to be attending, Passover will be here in Houston. If you know you're going to be attending, go ahead and start booking your hotels now. Start doing the preparation now. Brothers, if you haven't gotten your garment money in, get them in as soon as possible. That way the sisters can get started on the garments as soon as possible. And of course, you know, if you like to get a nice custom shirt, nice custom garments, you can hop on Israel Wear. You can hop on Fringed Up, get a nice custom shirt for $35. Then the shirt and the headband is $75. If you like to partake in the Hebrew Academy every Tuesday here in Houston, and then in Virginia and Rochester, New York, it's every Monday. If you'd like to contact the priest, of course, the numbers for the priest is on the internet. I said on the internet. It's on the screen. And also, of course, we always say definitely support our business, please. And if you'd like to give any donations, all the links for the donations should be on the screen. We definitely ask for donations, y'all. Please help us out. As y'all see, there's 4 schools. There's 4 schools. So you could say, by the estimate, there's $8,000 worth of rent. That's just rent that is paid every month just for the 4 schools. So, you know, of course, we take care of that through our different businesses. But, you know, it would be nice to get a little bit more help. So yeah, man, if the Most High put on your spirit, definitely help out. Like I said, it's $8,000 just the estimate for all the 4 schools. It's $8,000 just for the rent every month, and that's just rent. It's not counting the internet, the water, and you know, all the brothers that you see when you come to these different schools. It's on us. So definitely help out. Definitely help out. Definitely put your break in. So with that, that's it for the announcements. Oh, and let me say this too: the water for everybody that does give. A lot of times we do ask for donations, we do ask for help, but I do want to give a big shout out to those that do help, because it definitely helps out, y'all. It definitely comes in handy. So with that being said, that's it for class. I mean, that's it for the announcements.
All right, everyone say shalom now.
God.
Now, so the title of the class is The State of Suffering, or Going Through Tribulation. All of us have some type of tribulation or suffering that we've been through. And a lot of times we don't understand why we're going through what we're going through. You're on the right path, you're in the truth. Why is this happening to me? I did nothing wrong. You might feel blameless in the sense of why you're going through what you go through. I'm gonna just read this this definition of mental suffering that I found online. Okay, so mental suffering, also called mental anguish. Mental suffering refers to discomfort, dysfunction, or stress of the mind, usually the kind that results from physical pain or injury. It also refers to emotional pain and suffering, including highly unpleasant emotions like anxiety, depression, anguish, grief, fright, humiliation, or fury that results from another person's conduct. So, just starting off with that definition, I'm going to ask a question to y'all. Why do you feel like we go through these different types of suffering or tribulations? Why do you feel like we, for example, you're driving down the street, and instead of having a slow leak tire, you can air it up again. You miraculously get 2 flat tires on the same side at the same time. You know, like, why do we go through these weird types of tribulations? It happens to be raining and you're on the side of the road and everybody driving by splashing while you're trying to change your tire or tires to make matters worse.
Just check you, see where you at.
Check.
Check you, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by check?
See where your mental state is, how you handle things.
Okay.
Get you know.
Con. Most I want to see how we gonna handle things.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else? We're gonna.
At times it can be a correction, right? It can be maybe something happens to you in order to divert you from going down a certain path, right? Like if you're going around whoremongering, maybe your wheels pop in order to stop that. Like, look, you out here doing all this, but I'm gonna slow you down, and if you don't listen to that, that's when it gets worse, right? So a lot of times it can be checked, it can be a correction, a reproof, right? Sometimes it's to show where you are and what you can handle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we got Derek's to prove to see how you respond to different situations, and then yours a correction from something that you're doing or have done. What did you have, Angela?
It was actually a combination of both. Of course, you come to the truth, there is both a temptation, and just like that, you're gonna be proved to see if, what kind of vessel are you? Can you stand the heat? How are you gonna respond? So it was a combination of both.
Perfect. All good answers. You know, I had some of my own things that I got here. Nothing really different from what y'all said. You know, past sins. You know, just because we're in the truth now doesn't mean that the things that we've done in the past doesn't come back to haunt us. You know, we still get checked on different things from the past, whether it be brothers know about child support, whether it be the way you conducted yourself in your previous lifestyle, and then those old people or those old demons want to come back around and cause you some type of grief. And it's like, yeah, that ain't me no more though. Why are you trying to put that on me? Why are you trying to push that on me? It's not me. Or even the lack of maintenance in a relationship, whether it be brother to brother, brother to sister, sister to sister, husband to wife. The lack of proper maintenance, and it comes back to bite you. And this all causes mental suffering. You said it best. Prepare yourself for temptation. Let's get it. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 4. Actually, start at verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare your soul for temptation. Whatever that temptation might be. The temptation comes in a wide variety of forms. And you have to be real with yourself and say, what's going to pull me away? I remember I sat down before I signed the Hebrew Academy. We used to have the Hebrew Academy booklet, and we had brothers signed it. And it said the fine print. The fine print was Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. Mm-hmm. And that is the fine print, because you know what they say, the devil's in the details, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. So with the devil being in the details, you got to sit back and look at this Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and say, dang, what's going to separate me? What's going to pull me away? Before I actually put my name on the paper, I sat back and I read it. And I had a lot of turmoil in my spirit. I was nervous. I was anxious. I was like, dang, I don't know. Like, if I start this path, because I'm not the type that quits. I don't quit nothing. I never learned how to. So I wanted to make sure that if I got on this path, I can see it through to the end. So when it says, read it again.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord,
go ahead.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Read.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Constantly endure. I was like, what temptation? What temptation or what type of suffering could I possibly go through that would make me tap out? What am I going to go through that's going to make me tap out? Everyone has to think about themselves. Obviously, y'all are still here despite all the things that we've been through or you've been going through. You're still here right now. Y'all online, y'all in class. And Barakatah Yahweh, it's the grace of the Most High that you weathered all the storms. But is there a storm set and perfect just for you that's going to pull you out? So you got to consider and think about all the different angles, all the different things that might pull you away, and really meditate on it. That's what I did. I meditated on it. Yep. Go ahead.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Read.
Cleave unto him and depart not away.
So that him is the Most High. That him is Yahweh Shai. Cleave unto him. Cleave unto the wisdom. Cleave unto the brother that has been through it before you. Cleave unto the wealth of information and knowledge and experience that Israel has. You got to hold on to it with two hands, not one, because you might slip. You might need that firm grip, you know? Cleave unto the Most High. And why? Why do we cleave unto the Most High? Read.
That thou mayest be increased at thy end.
Because you will be increased by going through it. With every tribulation, with every suffering, there is a seed of greatness within it. If you don't know, if you don't have eyes to see, if you don't have mental eyes to see, spiritual eyes to see that, every tribulation has a seed of greatness attached to it. It's up to you to know it's there. It's up to you to grab hold of that seed, cultivate it, so that when you get through on the other side, it grows. Read on.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
So it said, whatever is brought upon you. Flat tire, issues with brothers, accusations, rib, husband, bodily ailments, whatever is brought upon you. I think about different brothers, like I think about that one, and what he goes through. That's a very hard situation that he goes through. But he hadn't fell off. He's still around. He still does whatever he can do. Because he does it out of love. And he understands this Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. Whatever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. But affliction doesn't feel good.
Before you go there, can I just want to add something.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to ask the question: is, in you guys' opinion, is tribulation and temptation the same? Are they one and the same? What's that?
I would say no,
Okay.
because I would think in my mind that temptation would be something that you've already encountered or experienced in a way.
Okay.
And tribulation is just, just something brewing. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you've already experienced. It could just be just mishap or death, experiencing death. But I'm thinking in my mind, tribulation would be if you have an issue with whoremongering or whatever, then you would have that as a temptation. So I would say
Right.
no.
What's that?
Yeah, I would say no too.
Right. Why's that?
Because temptation is something you have a choice for.
Okay.
Tribulation is automatic. Everybody gonna get some tribulation.
Now, I like that you said that. Go to Acts 14:22, and the reason why I'm asking is I just want to get y'all to think. Cause we look at tribulation and the scriptures tell us in Acts 14:22. Read that for me.
Acts chapter 14, verse 22.
Right.
Confirming the souls of the disciples.
Right.
And exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Right. Just like Ecclesiasticus 2 is reminding us about, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself. Right. Acts 14:22, letting us know that they were confirming and reconfirming the disciples to continue in the faith. Why? Go ahead.
And that we must through much tribulation.
Read it one more time.
And that we must.
See, tribulation is always going to be there. Go ahead.
Through much tribulation.
Go ahead.
Enter into the kingdom of God.
Right. So, tribulation is a what they say, there's two things guaranteed in this world: death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
There's actually three. It's death, taxes, and tribulation. Right? Now, my next question for y'all is, because if tribulation's already set out for us, and you guys answered all correct earlier, just in, what is tribulation supposed to show us? Why is it necessary? To show us, to give us you set goals. Did you accomplish the goal? One of the key things in his definition was that all these emotions were onset from another person's doings. So really, Am I going through tribulation because of someone else's doings, because of the way I react? So my next question was going to be to y'all, and hopefully y'all are with me. Do you think that sometimes we add our own tribulation into the pot? How? How so? Y'all said con, so how so? He's looking perplexed, like, I don't know yet.
Like, if I can, like, how do you mean?
Like, just like what I'm saying, do we add our own tribulation? Rosa.
Wouldn't it be like yes, because you know what you're doing,
Okay.
but and you know it's bad, but you continue doing it?
Right? What was that, Angela?
I'm thinking yes, because, I mean, how people say for every action is a reaction. So,
Right.
but your reaction doesn't have to be negative. It can be positive. It doesn't have to have a negative connotation to it should it's something coming at you negative.
Right. Just something as simple as a soft answer turn away much wrath.
Huh.
Right? Where, man, I'm catching hell with this person. Well, how are you dealing with this person? They're this type of way. Are you meeting fire with fire? The reason why I'm asking these things is because I want us to have in the mind that sometimes tribulation is already set for us, right? That's the condition of the battle for us to go through these day-to-day ups and downs, right? And try to find that even plane. But we got to be careful not to add. Watch, go to Ecclesiasticus 27:5. We got to be careful not to add to what's already, the table that's already set before us. And sometimes a lot of us, through our lack of judgment, because again, remember, if the tribulation is meant to show you where you're at, well, sometimes you misjudge situations. Sometimes you misjudge people. Sometimes you go too hard on a situation or too soft. Sometimes you're too aggressive. Sometimes you're too abrasive. Sometimes you're not aggressive enough. Right? But read what it says.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 27 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
The furnace proveth the potter's vessel.
See, the furnace, that heat is going to prove how well of a vessel the potter has built. Why? Because it's going to be able to withstand when you put something else hot inside of it, that hot meal, it's not just going to melt away. Or if you put something cold, it's not going to just freeze and crumble. Go ahead.
So the trial of man is in his reasoning.
See that? The trials and tribulations of man is in your own reasoning. How do I reason with a situation? How do I reasoning just means thinking.
Yeah.
How I reason, how I think, and what are we reasoning with? Well, the scriptures say, let us reason through the scriptures like men.
Perfect.
Right? But am I reasoning through the scriptures and then bringing that into my situations to alleviate? Because think about it, with all the tribulation that's set before the sons of men, isn't it for us to try to alleviate some tribulation? Like, not just, oh, well, I got a bowl of tribulation, let me just swallow that down. No. Hell no, you choke. You choke. You choke on that plate. You choke on that drink. You see that? The whole point is to get this wisdom to try to minimize and lower a lot of the tribulation, the mental, the definition, mental anguish, right? Think about a lot of people that are in this time, this day and time, what's going on with them? Well, I don't know if y'all have been watching the news lately, but the death rate just in America, the way people are dying, like the dad shot his girl that dumped him, shot her 22 times in the back. She was on her stomach, and he stood over her 22 times, right in the park in broad day, because she broke up with him. The Judite cat that threw the Chinese woman in the train in New York,
Damn.
like pushed her into the train tracks, and was like, "Yeah, I did it." There's a cat in Cali, Judah, they saying it's him. He went into a furniture store and just stabbed up a Edomite chick 13 times. Just rolled out. Right?
Ran into someone in the mall. She said her brother killed himself like a week ago.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The times that we're in, this times of inflation, right? Everything is skyrocketed. People can't afford, you can't afford a bottle of water these days. You can't afford gas. People are losing and going in debt. How are they dealing with those mental situations? How are they dealing with that tribulation? That, I can't pay a bill this month. Or I can't provide the abundance that I'm used to providing. See, it's all those things that we're supposed to be able to maneuver using wisdom. Using the word, we're supposed to be able to maneuver through those mind states to not get to the point where now, because this person broke up with me, I gotta go kill him. Or now because I can't put gas I can't fill up my tank all the way. I gotta walk in with 5 on 25. Let me get 5 on 11.
It changed.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get 525 on number 2. You're embarrassed. Or you got to go knock somebody over the head to get that extra money. That's what's going on. If y'all don't see what's happening in today's society, the robbery rate. There was 2 dudes, man. This was in New York in the Bronx. They stabbed the chick 13 times out of nowhere. Just stabbed her up and walked off and left her for dead. She lived. But these 2 dudes just walking, they just ran up on her, assaulted her, boom, 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 and this dude's just poking her. Bam, right on camera. It's like, what the hell's going on with people in this day and age? Well, it's the same thing that's been going on with people since the dawn of time. It's the same thing. The ones that use wisdom and knowledge, the ones that reason through wisdom, their trials and tribulations are not going to be as abundant. They're not going to be as hard. They're not going to be as apparent as the ones that don't use wisdom. You see that? So, just wanted to get y'all to think a little bit and just to remind us that don't be a catalyst to your own tribulation. It's already there. Learn how to maneuver through these things. Right? Because what he's about to go into the next point, it don't feel good. Right?
It don't feel good. One person who knows about it in the scriptures, and he spoke on it plenty of times through all his Psalms, was David. David knew about tribulation. And he was beloved of the Most High, a man after the Most High's own heart. But he knew about these tribulations. Give me Psalms chapter 6 and verse 6. It was crazy. Even I would tell brothers just on the strength of when you're going through something, because I understand psychologically misery loves company. Everybody heard that before. So what better person to listen to or to talk to is someone that will also join in with your pity party. People like that. People like someone that's going, oh, girl, I understand. Yep. Ooh, man, that should never happen to you. Oh, woe was me. Oh yeah, brother, woe was you. Man, it's all right. It's okay. Whatever, however it comes out. David knows it. So I would tell brothers, I said, look, read Psalms. Because there's one thing about David, and I'm gonna speak on it a little bit more later on too, is that he goes through this mental roller coaster. You get cranked up, you get dropped down, and then you in that pit, and then you swirling around, then you come back up, and then it's like you see the sky again, clear, calm, cool, before you get dropped again. Read that Psalm 6 and 6.
Psalm chapter 6, verse 6. I am weary with my groaning.
So if you understand the word weary, I'm tired. I'm tired. Like they say in the word, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. He's like, I'm weary with my groanings. It just don't let up. Read.
All the night make I my bed to swim.
Think about it. He said all night he makes his bed to swim. He's going through it. He's crying all night long. Come on. Remember that first heartbreak? Man, I really loved her. Why'd she do me like that? Or I loved him. Why he do me like that? that real heartbreak, or you thought that you were secure in something, and then the rug was pulled up from underneath you? You were caught off guard? Man, David know about being up all night. He said, my bed swam with the tears. Read.
I watered my couch with my tears.
He watered his couch too, which means he was uncomfortable wherever he was at. He tried to be in the bed and just sleep it off, but it kept coming to him. His situation was just on his mind constantly, and he couldn't get it off. Whether your situation is your bills stacked up on you, you got kids, hungry mouths to feed, you don't know how you're going to get through it. Man, how I'm going to do it? I only got money to make ends meet. How are we going to do this? Dang, my partner not even that much of a help. How am I going to do this? You know, he said he went from the bed to the couch because he was trying to find some comfort somewhere. It don't feel good going through these afflictions. It don't feel good when everything feels like it's stacked up on you. It don't feel good when it feels like you're being singled out in just in life, and no one can relate to you. But David can relate. Give me Psalms chapter 88 and verse 6. Psalm chapter 88 and verse 6. And you're going to go through 9.
Psalm chapter 88, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Thou hast laid me in the lowest pit.
He did. What happened?
Thou hast laid me in the lowest pit.
So, in this state of suffering, this mental anguish, David's like, man, I'm in the low pit. Read on.
In darkness.
Go ahead.
In the deeps.
Read.
Thy wrath lieth hard upon me.
He's like, dang, nothing is working out for me. Everything I tried to do, is just not coming through for me. I'm trying to do right. I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I'm trying to be positive. Things just keep coming up. Car problems. Problems on the job. Problems in your relationship. Problems with family. Death in the family. It's hard. The troubles just keep mounting on. Read.
And thou hast afflicted me with all thy ways.
He's saying, Lord, you afflicted me with all your waves. You ever see like the waves beating on the shoreline? Like when they have like not, I guess you call it a deck, but it just be beating on the wall. And then they got to come through and reinforce it because those waves start to break the rocks down.
Yeah.
David says, I'm being hit with all the waves. It's just not stopping. Read.
Thou hast put away my acquaintance far from me.
My friends don't even come close to me now. Because when you're going through it, you see who your real friends are. You know, the ones that, hey, I'm going to pray for you, brother, but I'm going to be over here. Oh, man. God, man, stay warm and well fed, but don't do nothing to help change your state. Don't give you nothing to stay warm with, and don't give you no food to eat. My acquaintances are far from me. Read.
Thou hast made me an abomination unto them.
That's why they far away. They're like, whatever is happening to him, I don't want it to touch me. Go ahead.
I am shut up, and I cannot come forth.
Read.
My eye mourneth by reason of affliction.
He said, my eyes mourn because they heavy. You ever get to the point where you cry so much that the tears is not coming no more, but your eyes just feel heavy? They're red and heavy. It feels like that little piece of meat that's underneath your eyes just feel heavy. I've been through it. David's been through it. Lots of brothers and sisters been through it. Some are going through it. Some are in the beginning of it, some are in the middle of it, some had just came through it. Read.
Lord, I have called daily upon thee. I have stretched out my hands unto thee.
Con. He's like, I ain't got no will. I don't got no strength in me. I can't do nothing. I have to depend on you. I'm calling on you. You're the one that's been setting these waves on me. You're the one that allowed these things to come on me. Affliction doesn't feel good.
But can I say just one thing about that?
Yeah.
You know why this is kind of like, it's a setup. David is kind of like a setup to a lot of people. You know why? He be setting a lot of y'all up. Because a lot of us, when we going through our tribulation, affliction, battle, whatever you want to call it, you know who you don't attribute it to? You don't attribute it the right way to the Most High. Now think about it. If through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom, that means that much tribulation is much lesson.
Yep.
Are you learning? Some of us been through straight death, losing loved ones, just death, right? That's as close as it gets when you're dealing with death close to you. But you haven't been taken out. That's as close as it gets, right? When it comes on that front. But are you learning? Are you understanding? Are you taking a step back to try to see what is the Most High trying to show me? David, you know why David could do all that and tell the Most High and I'm calling out and I'm weak and I'm this and I'm that? Because David knew what was up,
Yep.
right? He was a spiritual man. A lot of us be so carnal. Now think about this. Did a man have David on the run? Yeah, right? King Saul had David on the run, right?
Yep.
But wasn't it the Most High that was literally orchestrating that situation? To show David at every turn that I got your back? But then to show Saul, okay, you gotta give it up. You keep trying to hunt this man down, you go into the lengths of trying to raise up spirits and break the law to accomplish your will. Yeah. So different lessons being learned. David was able to observe the lesson right off the top, right off the bat. He was able to say, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. This ain't on me. Like I have no power or strength in this situation. But a lot of us, our pride is so great and it's so strong and it's so hefty and it's so strong and you're so haughty. You fail to see the lesson that the Most High is trying to show you. You just see the hit. Well, yeah, you're supposed to see the hit, but then you're supposed to take a step back, backtrack a little bit, right? Rewind a little bit in your mental and say, wait a minute, why did I get hit like that? Why in that way? Why with such force? Again, a lot of us been through a lot of different things in the truth, outside the truth, but now in the truth is where the real, you're really examining because you have the tools, right? In the spirit, you're examining because you got the tools, you got the right tools now.
Yes, sir.
But why am I taking such body blows in the truth? That's the question. Why now that I have the Bible, the hits feel like Mike Tyson is lining up straight body shots. Boom! I'm not talking about 50-year-old Mike Tyson. I'm talking about 19-year-old Mike Tyson. I was crumbling fools. Mike Tyson in his prime, it feel like he's hitting you. All them waves. Why you gotta ask, why is the Most High continuously sending his waves towards me? Like, damn, what type of attention did I garner from the Most High to have to send waves of torment, waves of trouble? See, that's what we're supposed to be stepping back and looking for is literally, what did I do? What did I do? Like, let's get it out of our heads. Ain't none of us Job, right? You didn't do nothing, and then the Most High he's just trying to test my integrity. No, he's not, because in certain things your integrity is compromised anyway. Let's be real. Let's be real. Some of us got a price. Some of us got a price, some of us got a vehicle, some of us got a location, some of us got a person that at any moment, let that appear in front of you and you're like, peace out, Most High. Let's be real. I mean, I'm just being real, right? I'm being real. So some of our integrities are already compromised. He ain't testing your integrity. He's not Jobing you. He's doing the Job thing to me. No, he's not. He's trying to get us to learn lessons about ourselves. But are you learning? And if so, then why do the hits keep coming? Why do they get harder? Why is y'all ever ask yourself why is life and the truth? Okay, y'all can be honest with me. Who has ever contemplated and said, man, life was easier in the world before I got the Bible? Yeah. Well, then think about it. Why now that you have the supreme knowledge to be your stability and salvation, stability and strength of salvation, why would you have to question that? Like, damn, was it really easier in the world? It was easier in the world. That's even a trick. You know why? Because in the world, you just lay down for whatever. You were just like, I'm going to just go with the flow. Take me as I am. Right? There was no complex thinking. There was no fight. There was no will to push. You only had to fight for what you wanted. Right? Ain't that what the world is about? Just fight for what you want. Everything else can go to the wayside. But if you feel something about it, then go for it. Right? But in the truth, in the wisdom, it's like, wait a minute. We got to fight for every little piece. Me and Rob was talking today. Was it today? We was talking today, and it was like, man, these cats in the world, man, they got everything to their disposal, and we're just holding on to little small pieces of things. We're trying to hold on to a good woman. We're trying to hold on to our mental stability. We're trying to hold on to this word, to this wisdom, right? And you got people in the world that come and pick at the things that you're trying to hold on to. They try to pick at your damn brain, but in the wrong way, right? Not to pick at your brain like, oh, teach me. But really, it's to pick at your brain and to degrade you and break you down.
Yeah, to draw you away.
Draw you away. Draw you into their nonsense. Bring you, you said it earlier, misery loves company. Mm-hmm. That entire, when you walk out these doors, is filled with tribulation. No matter, I don't care what they driving. I don't care what they living in. Right? I don't care what their pockets is looking like, how fat. I mean, I'm on TikTok, I'm seeing cats putting money out in the park. They just like spreading money out on the floor and jumping all over it, and he can't even put the stack in his pocket. And I'm like, cool, but what does the Bible say about that? Watching of riches, right? You lose sleep, nigga. You can't go nowhere.
It'll get wings and fly.
Yeah, or somebody gonna come take that. Yep. Somebody's coming for that. Look at all the rappers. They just killed another rapper yesterday. They killed another cat.
Talking about the one in Florida? The
cat in Florida. He had his 1-year-old in the front seat. His baby mama in the back with another baby, and they rolled up and popped him. Yeah. What did money do for him? What did the rap game do for him? You got bodied at an intersection in front of your children. What's that going to do for them? The cars, the houses, all that stuff is fine and damn dandy. But think about what they have to go through to maintain. Think about what they have to go through to maintain. And guess what? For you to maintain, all you got to do is just show up. Just be in class. Be willing to hear. Listen. Just be where you're supposed to be at whatever time. That's it. Where they got to be at work or robbing somebody or scamming somebody or tricking on something to get what they need. Oh, you got class?
Apply what I learned.
Class? Right, and then apply the things you learn. Yeah. Oh, wait, I can get out of this situation and that situation if I just apply what's being taught to me. Right. And if I just go home and refresh myself with the things that's being taught, then damn, I could just like mitigate so much of this mental anguish. Mm-hmm. But before you could do that, you got to step back and look and say, wait a minute, what am I learning? Am I learning from these things? That's the most important part. But I don't want to keep going, but you'll know if you're learning by the mistakes. Am I repetitive in my mistakes? Oh, my bad. Am I constantly saying I'm sorry? Am I constantly got to repent? My fault. My bad. My fault. My bad. Salakia. If I got to constantly do that, then I'm not sitting back and understanding that I'm making a mistake and this is where I'm making the mistake at. In this very little small part that I just got to change up and apply this and add this and I'm good. They don't have that out there. You know what they got out there? They got somebody telling them to be emotional. They got somebody out there telling them to do the things that is going to promote violence and hate. Oh, just cut them off. Oh, just go punch them in the face. Oh, just go kill them. Who's giving any real wisdom? What was that?
I know that the word just bears witness because I was telling my husband that I dealt with the same situation basically last week. With my coworker, she was like, Angela, you need to do this and go back to school to do this. She wants to open up a spa, this, that, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all that's fine and good, but I'm concentrating on other things. So she basically went into saying how she, you're worth more money, you can do this, you can do that, whatever. And so, but at the same time, her children, she's having issues with her children, big time. Mm-hmm. And so, the spirit was just telling me, I don't know when I'll see her again, so I basically gave her a Bible and highlighted a lot of things, saying, what profit a man to gain the whole world, lose your soul. Mm-hmm. And I said, and so at this time, I know if I wanted to go back and chase the money or whatever, I can do that at any time. But, right now, I'm focusing on, being a shamefaced, loving, wife, doing this for my husband, my children being proud of me. I said, because once you gain all of that, what good is it? Because you put your treasures on things that are temporal. That's not going to last. I said, because you can always get that if you want to. Mm-hmm. But it was just, the just bears witness because it is just insane.
And I think that's where a lot of people get it mixed up that it's like tribulation equals being a bum.
Right.
Like tribulation equals you walking through the streets butt naked, barefoot, with holes and corns and bunions on your feet, and your beard just more nappier than mine, right? And you just looking crazy. Hell nah. Everybody here got beautiful clothes on, beautiful garments, right? This guy come with a garment every week. He come with a garment every week, right? Brothers got brand new garments weekly. Now, we ain't rich. We ain't balling. But the Most High provides. Why? Based off of the things that we're doing for the body and for one another. You see that? And yes, tribulation will be there because there may be things that you need at the ready, at the present, and you just can't go do that right away.
Right.
But is that really tribulation? He said for your light affliction. See, even the way we, where you at real quick? I don't want to jump with my thought. Where you at?
No, you're already in the next point because why are we going through hard times? Mm-hmm. Why we go through the affliction?
You got Hebrews right here?
Yeah.
Start there first.
Okay.
Start at Hebrews 12.
Give me Hebrews 12 and 6.
Hebrews chapter 12.
Okay, it's going to go right with my thought. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6.
Right.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every...
See. The world don't teach us that. Yeah. See, the world doesn't teach us that to be chastised is a level. It's a condition of love. It's one of the conditions. Right? Oh, the Most High is putting you through things. He don't mess with you. He don't like you. We're conditioned to think negative when it comes to chastisement. Mm-hmm. We always have a negative outlook on being chastised. Now think about the ones that ain't being told nothing. Oh, man. Bro, they get to run rampant and you, like, why do we look at that as like something great? Like, man, you remember when you were a kid or kids now? Like, let me tell one of them to be quiet. The other one's gonna be like, but he's making noise. Right? Because we look at why I'm being told something or being put back in check as a negative. And you're letting this person run wild, and that's what I want to do. I want to run rampant. I want to go unchecked. I want to go untamed. Go ahead.
And scourges every son whom he receiveth.
Whom he what?
Receiveth.
Whom he what?
Receiveth.
The only way to be received is to catch those scourges. Why? Because what is that? What is the scourges going to do? That whip. What's that going to do? Well, hold where you at. Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, real quick. Right? Go to Ecclesiasticus. What do I want? I want Ecclesiasticus 2. What does it say? No. We're going to hold that. Because you're going to go there, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, we're going to hold that. It's right here. There it is. Go to 14. Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 14.
Ecclesiastes 2, verse 14.
Read.
Woe unto you that have lost
See,
patience.
the scourges is meant to see how patient am I in tribulation. Think about it. When you smack a kid, is it justified just to smack him and then walk off? When a kid is doing something bad, you smack him and just walk off. Nah, you beat him and you talk to him, right? Yep. You beat while you talk. I told you not to, right?
Oh, that was the worst. Getting beat on every syllable.
Every syllable, every vowel, right? You got beat. But no, you talk to your kids, they do wrong, you beat them, then you talk to them why I beat you, right? Explain to them. Now, the Most High been explaining to us why he chastised us. He's been explaining it, but the problem with the chastisement is, again, we've been conditioned to look at it as a negative. We've been conditioned to look at everything that the Most High is doing as, why is he doing this to me? Like, don't you know it was a good thing what happened to Job? If you really look at the story in its context and look at it, Job's kids was whack, and so was his wife. Yep. Right? And so was them friends he had. Them dudes was garbo. Yep. Most High was like, I'm going to expose all that around you and give you better. But I got to take it from you in this form, and it's not going to feel good when I take it. Losing a wife, does it feel good? Hell nah, in any capacity, unless she's just a total garbage-ass woman. Losing children in any capacity, does it feel good? Of course not, unless they're just some wicked-ass brats. But even then, you're still going to be like, man, that's my kids. It's my wife, right? You're going to try to find that silver lining. It didn't feel good for Job. But Job, why am I sacrificing if my kids is wicked? Why is my wife telling me to forsake the Most High and die? Right? Well, let me remove those things. Let me remove and expose and peel back the grass, right? The weeds, and expose things. But that hurts. It hurts. And we look at hurt as negative. We look at pain as negative. But is it? Does it hurt to get your eyebrows waxed?
Yeah.
Then why do so many people do it? Because they look past the pain and they look at the beauty aspect. All them Brazilian waxes and all that weird stuff that women do to be beautiful, quote unquote. Think about it. They got industries that are putting women through pain just to look beautiful. They'll look past that.
Oh yeah, those BBLs, Brazilian butt lifts.
But yeah,
They can't sit. They gotta lay on their stomach the whole time until they heal.
think about that. All that pain just to get a big bumper. But you'll look past the pain for the pleasure, for the benefit long term. But we never do that when it comes to the Most High. Read, watch, 14, read.
Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
Right, what are you going to do when the Lord visits you with them scourges? With that tribulation, with that affliction? You going to lose patience? You're going to forget that it's the Most High bringing you up and down The high estate, low estate, middle estate. Most High deals with hierarchy. He got middle class, lower class, and upper class. And he'll bring you to that lower state. He'll bring you back to that middle estate. He'll bring you to that upper state. But what are you doing in the meantime? Are you recognizing, wait, why am I being brought up and down and low? Well, I got to learn. Go back to Hebrews.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7.
Right?
If ye endure chastening,
Uh-huh.
the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
See, it's about endurance. A lot of us don't have the endurance to even deal with the slight afflictions that the Most High brings us to. Your Ecclesiasticus 2, everyone has it. And a lot of us fold up on the first hit. Second hit, third hit, fourth hit, sixth hit, 10th hit. You're like, damn, 10 times I fell to the same demon.
You get worn down.
Yeah.
Lack endurance.
And that's what it's meant to do. Satan be on his job. It's meant to wear you down, but we got enough wisdom at our disposal to not be worn down in the trial. We shouldn't be, right? But why are we getting worn down in tribulations and in afflictions? Because you're not sitting back and assessing what's going on. Some of us go through our days so mundane. The scriptures say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. A lot of us be ignorant as hell. Now, sometimes, man, you got to go through things and you got to be like, man, I see you, Satan. Yeah, how many times in a day I'm like, I see you, Satan. I see what you're trying to do. I get on the phone with me, like, cause I can get on the phone, Zion get on the phone, we rapping, and something's going on over there, something's going on in VA, something's hitting over here, and I'm like, I see you, Satan. But I ain't never gonna check. He ain't never gonna check me. He ain't never gonna check me. Even with the amount of sickness that's been going through the school. I see you, Satan. I see what's going on. Is Satan having to knock out physically? Right? Why? Because he can't get to the minds. He can't get to the mental. So what do you do when you're knocked out physically? Well, you keep using your spirit. You read, you study, you counsel, you still do those things that you're able to do if you can't be present in the body. Because I see you, Satan. I see what Satan tries to do with brothers and sisters. This sick thing, it's not no coinky dink. Brothers is already battling, sisters is already battling, so let me get you sick and draw you further away from the body. Let me keep you isolated. And the more you're sick, the more your kids are sick, you can't come to class, you can't get refreshed. It's this cycle. Then when you do come around, you looking like what they call it, a pariah. You just looking feeling like an outcast. But that's Satan. But guess what? I see you, Satan. But if you don't see, that's part of the problem. We walk around so oblivious, man. Read on.
Before you do read on,
Yeah.
man, it's funny you're talking about that. I was watching this interview from this boxer that fought, one of the last boxers that fought Floyd, Andre Barrios or something like that.
Andre Berto. Yeah.
And he was talking about fighting Floyd, like how Floyd is so in control, how he's so aware in the ring. He sees everything. He was talking about like he's so defensive that Floyd is just looking at everything. Like every movement, every little twitch.
And he's registering everything in his
Floyd is
database.
looking at everything.
Yep.
So like he's paying attention to not gonna go into all that, but he was just saying like Floyd is just so aware in the ring that it frustrates the fighters, especially because he's defensive first. So I was just thinking about it like, damn, like that's how we're supposed to fight. But the problem is, a lot of us when we fight, we're not looking, we're not aware, we're not paying attention. So we are ignorant to Satan's devices because we have eyes, but we don't see nothing. We have ears, but we're not hearing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we in this fight, and you have eyes and you have ears, but you just keep getting popped and you're not making no adjustments. Whereas when you look at Floyd is undefeated. Why? Because when he's in there, he sees everything. He's reacting off of everything. You know what I'm saying?
In boxing, they'll tell you the first round is about downloading information about the next boxer.
Oh, definitely.
The first round or two is about assessing quickly the man in front of you, downloading his movements, his counters, if he drops his hand too low, if he does this, if he throws an uppercut with his head out, like it's about assessing the person in front of you. Assessment is the most important thing. You can't fix anything without assessing it. The damage, or what type of damage it can do, or what's in front of you. And that's what Satan counts on. You not being spiritual enough. You not giving enough. You're not putting enough and reading enough of these situations that are in the Bible, because all these situations that we go through are biblical.
Yeah.
Don't y'all get that? Everything you ever went through, there's a Bible story. Forget about a verse. There's whole Bible stories that can show you how to deal.
It's like if you're not observant enough to pay attention to people's life patterns and seeing that different people been through different struggles and how it ends, it's like at least be able to go back to the pages, the written words, and be able to read what they've been through and how it ends up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what to look for, how to anticipate. See, how can you counter something if you don't know how to defend against something?
Right.
Why is Floyd Mayweather such a great counter boxer, counter puncher? Because he knows where you're going to throw your punches from. Mm-hmm. He knows how fast your speed is. He can time you. He knows what angles, right? He's downloading all that. He's not ignorant. And we move around. The scriptures say be circumspect. And a lot of time we're one track minded. And guess what you're stuck on? Cell phone mode, TV mode, right? You stuck on just caught up in life, the wiles of life mode, just mundane mode. Some of us walking around, you like on autopilot in your whole entire life. Your whole life is autopilot, and that's crazy. There's no enthusiasm. There's no, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. There's no excitement. I'm just here. I'm just here to be used. But guess what? Yeah, another day, but guess what? Satan is going to use you. He's like, oh, really? How do I isolate this one? How do I move this one away from the strength? Right? How do I get this one away from the pack and add more tribulation into this person's life? By keeping you unaware. Read on.
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Read.
But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers.
Where all are partakers. All. Everybody's getting chastised in these streets.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not, whether they recognize it or not, it's an ass whooping for all of us, man. But are you building that thick skin to take them scourges, or are you gonna get offended by every little thing the Most High do to you and try to put you through? You gonna run? You gonna try to avoid? You avoid it in the spirit, you're gonna definitely catch it in the world, in the flesh. They got all types of scourges ready for that ass, man. They got all types of whips with your name on it out there, ready to prove you and show you how weak you are, ready to break you down, ready to take from you, ready to abuse you, ready to use you, ready to harm you and hurt you. Read.
Then are ye bastards,
Read.
and not sons.
Read.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh.
Jump down. 12. What verse you at?
That was verse 9.
Go to 12. Go to 11.
Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous.
See, it's about a mind state. No chastisement for the present seemeth to be joyous. Because it's not. It's not supposed to be about your damn joy. See, you got displaced. You got a displaced judgment, misplaced judgment on how the Most High is trying to teach you. It's not supposed to be fun times. Just going through this chastisement, yay! As far as the way it feels. But mentally, you're supposed to say, you know what? Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because he's dealing with me.
Yep.
Whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. Right? You got to be happy that the Most High is at least dealing with you. Yes, it's going to hurt. Suck it up. It hurts worse in other places. There's way worse that you could be feeling. Don't we get this? There's way worse that we can be feeling, man. Think about people that literally contemplate suicide. What the hell's going on in their minds? Yeah. Now, I've never contemplated suicide. I don't even know how your mind gets there. I don't know what leads your mind to say, you know what, it's time for me to end it. I just can't do it no more. I've never been to the end of that wick. Right? And I hope I never do. But even just thinking about it, I'm like, how do you get, like, what is going on mentally with you that you get to that point where you damn swallow the whole gun or jump off a building or pill up or wrists or walk into traffic? Like, nigga, really? What's going on? Like, for me, it's hard to fathom because my mind is in the book. But you know how many of us are so close to those thoughts? You're willing to commit spiritual suicide and give up on the Most High and give up on what he's trying to show you. Why? Because what he's showing you seems too hard to grasp, excuse me. It ain't that hard. It's actually not that hard. It's easy. Read.
But grievous.
But what?
Grievous.
But chastisement is grievous to them that forsake the way. You see that? Chastisement is only grievous to the ones that don't understand the benefit of being told something. Hey, don't touch that. It's going to burn you. Oh, what you telling me something for? I just didn't want you to get burned. But okay. Go get and get burnt then. Go ahead. Feel it. Damn, why didn't you tell me something? But I tried to. You cut me off.
Oh, yeah.
You threw my words behind your back like a grain of salt. You didn't take heed. You turned the shoulder like the scriptures say. Because everything else was more entertaining. Everything else felt better. I mean, come on, man. We got to think about this. Don't we understand the programming that the world has given us? And they keep reprogramming the program. They keep resetting the matrix. It's like the 15th matrix. This is like the 20th that I've been through. Right? This is my 20th matrix, man. I feel like it's on repeat every year. Every year it's on repeat. So I get the game. I get it. I get the social media. I get the celebrity drama, right? I get the family drama. I get the thought. I get all that. I get it. I get why it's there. It's there to pull certain people away that are weak. But you ain't got to be one of them. You don't got to add that tribulation of putting your hand to the plow and turning back. Ooh, that's a whole nother set of scourges. Because now the world is going to look at you like, told you. Told you them niggas, told you they were a cult. Why'd you leave?
You just proved the scoffers right.
Yeah.
You proved the scoffers right the whole time. I've been telling you, look,
them Israelites,
those Israelites,
them Hebrews,
man,
them black Israelites, them black Hebrew Israelites, right? Cult. Told y'all that. Told you what they do. What they do. What they do. See, they hate women. They go through all the things, and you like, they didn't do nothing. It was me. It was me. I'm the one that gave up. I'm the one that turned my back. I'm the turncoat. Read.
Nevertheless, afterward, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
Nevertheless, afterward, once I go through it, it says, nevertheless, what?
It yieldeth the peaceable fruit.
See, it yields a peaceable fruit. Like, go ahead.
It's like what I said earlier in class. In every tribulation, there's a seed of greatness. Mm-hmm. You couldn't yield no fruit unless there was a seed there to be planted and cultivated. Mm-hmm. That's how you yield that fruit. But you got to go through it. If you're not going through it, you won't be able to see the fruit.
But how do you see the fruit of a seed that's growing underground? How do you see that? You see it by faith. We walk by faith, not by sight.
That's right.
Right? You know what I'm cause, like, I don't know if I said it. They talked about it in kids class. I'm gonna have my kids grow pineapples.
Wow.
You know how long it takes to grow a pineapple? 2 años. Yes, sir.
2 years.
2 años. 2 años to get you a nice little pineapple, maybe the size of this cup. It ain't even one of those big plump grocery store joints. I'm gonna get mine nice and fat though. Right? I'm gonna grow some pineapples, some turmeric, and some ginger. You can't see ginger grow underneath the sand, underneath the dirt, unless you got X-ray. Right? You never know when your pineapple is gonna bloom until it starts. 2 years later, you're like, man, 18 months in, you know what? Screw this. It's too much work. I gotta keep watering you. I gotta keep providing you sunlight. Yeah. That's the little tribulation you gotta go through with that plant for it to yield for you.
Yeah.
It's like eating right. You know why people stop when they start to eat right? They stop because they don't see results right away. You're not going to see results because you cut one meal.
You did one exercise.
Because you did one jumping jack and 4 sit-ups and a half a pull-up. Just because it hurts don't mean that you're getting results that you can see, but you are getting results. Once you put that body under that yoke and under that restraint and under that strain, you're really just strengthening yourself. Don't y'all get it? You're strengthening yourself through that pain. The pain is the first indicator of what? Growth. That's the first indicator that, wait a minute, something's growing here. Something's changing here. But if you're not willing to go through the pain, then what? You'll never grow. If you're not willing to wait for results, like the scriptures is telling us, nevertheless, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit. So what is it saying about your chastisement? Who gets it? What is it saying about your chastisement compared to her chastisement? Nevertheless, it yields the peaceable fruit. What is it saying? Are you an apple? You're an apple, right? She's an orange. She's a banana. I'm a pineapple, right? How long does it take a damn apple tree to grow? To maturity, years.
Yeah.
But it can start producing within that first year. Pineapples, 2 years. You can grow peppers in a few months. Ginger, 8 months. Turmeric, 8 months. Right? Everything yields in its time. But your yielding is depending on your learning. Don't y'all see it? So it doesn't have to take 8 months for you to yield a peaceable fruit. It don't got to take 6 months. You can blossom in 2 weeks. If you're willing to step back and say, you know what? I get it. You can yield in 6 months. But why are some of us taking 5 years? 10 years, and then we're sitting on the vine, you yield and your fruit sits on the vine and rots. Ooh. No good to nobody.
Dang. Yep.
No good to nobody. That fruit came, somebody looked at it like, yeah, that's not peaceable. That fruit got worms in it. That fruit got fruit flies and gnats and bugs and slugs. Because even though it brought something out, it wasn't peaceable. You're looking for the peaceable fruit. What is the peace? What is the peace you're looking for in what the scriptures are saying? Anybody? What are you looking for? What is it? Anybody? Does anybody know?
Max knows.
I wish Max knew. You know what you're looking for? You're looking for the ability to come to terms with what you just went through. And understand that, damn, this is the Most High. And damn, the Most High showed me the lesson that I learned. That's where the peace comes from. Being able to learn and say, you know what? Got it. Or else everything else is what? You going back and making the same mistake over and over and over. And isn't that torment?
That's insanity.
That's insanity. There's no peace that comes from that. The peaceable fruit is to be able to sit back and know that you learned. And really know, because Now when it's time to go through that same situation, I got fruits to present. Right? I got fruits of the Spirit to present in this situation. Y'all see that? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I feel like, go ahead, read.
Yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
Of what?
Of righteousness.
Right. Is that it?
Unto them which are exercised thereby.
Yeah. It gotta be an exorcism. It gotta be an exercising. An application. Y'all see that? Right.
Yeah, and in all of it, in all of that, you consider us as Israelites have to consider, why are we going through this? Why is this come upon me? What is the seed, and how can I make it yield? How do I fight through this battle and stay consistent and not fall off the train? That's why I like this verse right here. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 2. Ecclesiastes.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 2.
Go ahead.
It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting.
It says it's better to go be with the people that's going through it than to go party. Read.
For that the end of all men and the living will lay it to his heart.
So when you're experiencing someone that has passed, or you're in this mourning estate, it says that the living will lay it to their heart. They're going to consider and think about, man, what am I doing with my life? What should I be doing? You're going to think on the Most High. If you're being spiritual, if you believe, you're going to start thinking on the Most High. You're going to reflect on your own life. You're going to reflect on your own tribulations. Read verse 3.
Sorrow is better than laughter.
Go ahead.
For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Why? Why is the sadness? Why does sadness of your countenance make your heart better?
Why? Who got the scripture? There's a scripture that comes to that should pop in your mind. What is this telling you here? What is this telling you? That read it one more time. Where we at?
Sorrow is better than laughter.
Chapter 7, verse 3.
For by sadness of the countenance,
Right.
the heart is made better.
Now listen, clear it up a little bit. Is it saying that you're supposed to walk around mopey, sad, like, woe is me? Is it that type of sadness that it's talking about? No, it's not talking about sad, a sad countenance, like you look like a mope, like the seven dwarves, saddy, mopey, right? Mopey and dopey. No, it's not saying that level of sad. But there's a sorrowing mind associated with this person. A sorrowing mind is doing what? What's a mind in sorrow doing? And I don't mean like sorrow like, oh my God, I'm crying, sorrowful. But remember in Ezekiel 9 and 6 where it says, set the mark on those that sigh and that cry for the abominations? That's the sorrow. What's that?
Oh, I was just thinking being double-minded, wavering, not being planted.
No, not that. Not that. This is a good sorrow. This is a good sad. But what is this sorrow and sadness supposed to do to you mentally? There's a spiritual thing here. What?
Is it supposed to change you? Change your ways?
It's supposed to change your ways, yes, and then what? Why do most people switch from one thing to another? Why are people double-minded and unsure, and 1 minute they're down, the next minute they're not? What do they lack?
Faith.
They definitely lack faith. That's part of it. But what else? What?
Long suffering.
They lack that. What else? I'm trying to keep it according to what we're hitting. What's that?
Is it the scripture, the word, yeah, the word.
Go to
Is it
7:11.
go there.
2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 10. For godly sorrow.
They lack godly sorrow. See, this is not a sorrow like, oh, again, weeping, sad, every minute they're crying. There's a godly sorrow that you're supposed to have. Godly sorrow literally is like magnification glasses. Go ahead.
For godly sorrow, worketh repentance.
See, it keeps you in that repentant state where I don't have to keep repenting. I just, no, let me not make the mistakes to have to repent.
Right.
Go ahead.
To salvation.
Read.
Not to be repented of.
See, not to be repented of because I'm already there. I'm already setting up parameters and barriers around my mind and around myself to keep me from having to continuously repent. So, yeah, they out there partying and kicking, but guess what? I get sorrowful because at any moment I know I can go out there partying and kicking and get caught up with the wrong crowd. So I'm watching. I'm weary. I'm careful, right? But how do they tell you in the world? Oh, you're lame. You a square, right? You whack, son. Hell yeah, you're boring. That's what women tell you. You're so boring.
Yeah.
The water says.
Yep.
That's a compliment. Hell yeah. I'll be bored as hell living my life safe. You know what I'm saying?
But you out there getting used up.
You out there getting ran through with all the excitement. I'm sorrowing because I know what's around the next turn. Even though I don't know, I know. Right? We do know. We don't know, but we do know. What's that?
Well, it's just like today. I was talking to Maria, and just so how I got into custom cars on the radio. And they was talking about this pastor that was spit in his hand and wiped it in this dude's face and all that. I don't know if y'all seen
Wait, he
that.
did what?
Yes.
Wow.
What
So
did he
they
do?
was talking about it
Spit
on the
and
radio.
wiping in people's face.
And so the lady was, I forget the lady name on 97, Sheila, one of them. I don't know. She was like, oh, that's a thing and stuff. So the brothers was like, oh, that's nasty, that's nasty. And Collins was calling in talking about, oh, well, I want to go to that church just to see what he'll do next. And
Why?
they wasn't like appalled, man. It just kind of pissed me off. And I was like, you can't, I mean, when do you draw the line at here? When do y'all stand up and say, this shit is sick? And they was like, well, it's a thing, When you do that, people that spit in you,
Because when they do it on Facebook, when you got all them African preachers doing it on Facebook, grabbing chicks in the crotch and doing all types of weird stuff, now when you hear about it, you're like, oh, that's the Norman church. Let me go see what they're going to do next. And he starts peeing off the pulpit onto you. You got there on the run, damn, he peed on me. Well, you shouldn't have showed up.
You got to bring an umbrella.
But there's no...
But it was like, it really pissed me off. And it was like, well, because to see how, everything is just so accepting to people, now. Like, not to be appalled. It was just like, damn, man. And these are people that's on the radio that's your kids is listening to. And you see where their mind is at and how throwed off they are. And it's like...
They make everything a joy.
Yeah,
they make everything about mirth and joy. Like, oh yeah, he's just spitting on people and licking them in the face like Rick James. Ha ha ha. It's like, what? How the hell's that?
Something
Dope.
to be funny about,
But that's the world though. The world makes everything joyous. When you watch shows like Jackass and you watch guys like Bob Green and all them weird Edomites and all the things that they have on this TV, and they're like, damn, that's a thing. You're like, that's a thing? That's a thing to put a bunch of strangers in the house and just watch them wild out and everybody cheers. That's a thing to put a bunch of ratchet chicks in a house and watch them fight. Oh, and everybody applauds. Right? But we're sitting back, the righteous are sitting back like, what the hell is going on? That's garbage. Right? And that makes you, it's supposed to make you look and say, oh, I don't want them type of women. Women no more. Right? And for the women, you're supposed to be, when you're looking at Ray J's Book of Love and Flavor Flav's Love of this and that, and all them shows, you're supposed to be like, I don't want a guy like that. But what did they push? They make it seem like it's a good thing to have those type of bad girls club women and having Flavor Flav as a husband or Ray J, right? As a boyfriend. That's what they push. Read on. I'm gonna go read on, Derek. Read 10 again.
But
Oh, okay.
the sorrow of the world worketh death.
Because they turn everything to joy. There is no sorrow in that. What we got to understand, there is no sorrow of the world. There is no sorrow. Right? There is no watching. There is no taking your time. There is no guiding your steps there. Oh, she broke up with you? Oh, let's go get a drink, while out, find you a new one, hit it in the club, and you be right back on the train. Man, we gotta go get you laid. Right. In the world, that's what they are. Like, man, oh, you broke up with your girl. We gotta go get you laid. But first, we gotta get you drunk. So we're gonna get you drunk at the bar, get you laid by some random, and that's supposed to lift your spirits.
Oh, that's supposed to break down the strongholds that were tied to you from the previous relationship.
Yeah, no, that's gonna get you AIDS and a baby out of a relationship. They're supposed to say, hey, you know what? Well, next time you got to pick them right. Hey, this is how you pick them. Look, now you're supposed to be watching. Oh, he hurt your heart, baby girl? Well, guess what? You're supposed to look at the signs and see what type of man was he to not repeat that. Oh, you only got him because of his abs? Because he had strong pectorials?
Like he's 6'6".
He had he had that jawline.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He had a real strong jawbone. Oh, he had a fluffy beard. Oh, okay. Well, fluffy beard niggas, they might hurt your heart. If that's all you're looking for, you got to get some integrity. A man with integrity. A man with some type of knowledge, type of wisdom. Right? It's about being sorry. Sorry, not in the way of I'm sad and sorry and pitiful, but watching. Watch. Read on real quick. Just read it down.
For behold, this self-same thing,
right,
that he sorrowed after,
right,
a godly sort.
See, the godly sorrow is this. Read.
What carefulness.
See, being careful. Read.
It wrought in you.
Go ahead.
Yea, what clearing of yourselves.
Yeah, approaching things with a clear mind, clear thoughts. Read.
Yea, what indignation.
Hating the negative and the negative situations and hating that. That's what indignation is. It's righteous hate. Read.
Yea, what fear.
Right, the fear that when I fall back into these parameters that the Most High is disappointed. Read.
Yea, what vehement desire.
The desire to do good. The desire to excel. Read.
Yea, what zeal.
Read.
Yea, what revenge.
Right, and not zeal. They say, I bear them record, they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. No, this is a zeal according to knowledge. This is a zeal according to the knowledge of, wait a minute, if I go down this path, this is what awaits me. He said, what zeal, yea, what revenge. Go ahead.
And all things ye have approved yourselves, right, to be clear in this matter.
And that's what it's about. When it says approve yourselves to be clear, well, you know what that's talking about? That's about coming to terms with things and saying, you know what? I'll be okay if I don't go to the club tonight. I'll be okay if I'm not able to hang out with that type of people no more. I'll be okay if I don't hang out with if I don't have this type of man in my parameter or this type of ratchet chick to try to wife up. I'll be okay to not be around contentious situations. It's about coming to terms with yourself. Because think about it. If I'm not clear, if I don't have the revenge and the zeal, and I jump back into these situations, what am I bringing right back to my life? It goes right back to the point of the class. Now I'm back in turmoil. I'm back in tribulation. I'm back in affliction that I unnecessarily added to myself. We call it what? Self-inflicted wounds? Those are the worst, man. Like, how'd you get that? Man, I wasn't paying attention and just cut myself. Really? Right there? Yeah, I literally took the knife and.
Like I was killing some fish. Instead of holding the fish like this, I was holding it like this.
Yeah. I was skinning some potatoes and skinned my whole arm off. Like, really? You about to rehaul a potato, homie? But self-inflicted wounds, man. Those are the worst. Those are the hardest to come back from.
Yeah.
Because what lesson is there to learn? Well, there's still a lesson. Right? Where you at?
Yeah, and all that, and all those lessons. What the Most High is trying to bring you through, He's trying to bring you to a repentant state of mind. He's trying to break. He's using these events and circumstances that are uncomfortable to you. Your thought of, oh, I'm going to lose this person in my life. You lost that person in your life, or you're going through financial hardships. He's putting you through this because He wants to break something off of you. He wants to break that worry of what's he doing. Well, if you ain't got him no more, guess what? You don't got to worry about what he's doing, right? You worried so much about what he's doing, now you don't have him. Worry about now worry about what you're supposed to have been worried about. How you can please me. The Most High wants to break us. He wants to break us so that we have nothing, not a leg to stand on. That's only if you're stubborn, though. That's if you're stubborn and prideful. Give me Psalms chapter 51 and verse 16. That's for the stubborn and prideful. But for the humble and the humble spirit, we observe, we see, we take into consideration how I've been moving, the circumstances around me, knowing that it's not in my power. Okay, well, let me humble down. Let me get that godly sorrow, and let me grow and learn. Read that Psalms.
The book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 16.
Go ahead.
For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it.
The Most High don't desire to take. It's not His pleasure to just take from you. It's not the Most High desire to put you into mental anguish and turmoil. But He does want you to learn. He does want you to grow. That's why the scripture, we went through it. No chastisement at the present is joyous but grievous. Also in that same chapter, it says we had parents that chastise us for their own benefit. Mm-hmm. But the Most High chastises us for our own benefit.
Mm-hmm. God.
Read on.
And that's the point, real quick, is if you sitting back talking about this don't feel good, you done missed the lesson.
God.
Sorry, you just did. Why am I going through this? You done missed the whole lesson. You weren't supposed to be gauging how great it felt, or how boring you were, or how or why you can't go do certain things. Like, we never go on dates. Mm-hmm. We never go to the beach. We never do any. My days are just camp stuff. Ooh. Work and camp. Hell to the yeah. But you missed the lesson. The lesson wasn't about work and camp. It was, do you know how to manage your time? And why is your days binded up with work and camp? Because when you get free time, you don't know how to use it. So now, guess what? The Most High is like, I'm going to lock you down in work and camp. Work and camp, or camp. I'm going to put you under that discipline until you learn how to be mature with your time. I never get no rest. Because you know what? You don't need no rest right now. That's why. You don't need it right now. You had an abundance your whole life. Now it's time to actually burn up some of that energy you got stored up like a damn grizzly bear. Some of us got damn grizzly bears stored up fat energy that we could be burning off for the truth. But you want to continue to store up more fat under your fat. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about physically. I'm using it in a metaphorical sense. Yeah. Y'all know what I mean. Got stored up fat, right? You waxing fat and kicking. I don't never get a chance to just Move around. Move around to what? What the hell? Ain't nothing to move around to. Once you learn that all 50 states are the same, some are just more white than others, you be like, ain't nothing to move around to. Texas ain't no different than New York. New York ain't no different than Virginia. Virginia ain't no different than Cali. It's all the same.
God.
They all got a strip that you drive down and you see crackheads and hookers doing their thing, right? They all got malls that all are the same.
Everything in there be the same.
They be the same. You might got one little standout where you like, ooh, same restaurants, right? Same garbage, TGIF, Chili's, Burger King, McDonald's, same crap. And if you find something new, how bored do you get? Once you wear it out, you're like, I don't want that no more.
What do you call it? The nostalgia?
No, the mundane. The nostalgia.
It wears off. It's
That's
like
jaded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're jaded now. You're jaded, right? I'm jaded of just life. I'm like, man, ain't nothing new to me. Like, it's like, okay, cool. Once you get one car, you got them all. I'm sorry, nothing excites me, right? Nothing excites me like in this world, like, oh, that's dope. I was sitting back watching, man, $250 million mansion in Vegas. It was crazy. It was wild, this mansion. I'm talking about TV slide like 13-foot TV. 13 feet.
Not inches.
Not inches. 13 feet. Okay? That's hundreds of inches. Look at They got TVs sliding in walls. They pushing buttons. TVs is coming out of headrests. TVs is coming out of footrests. And I'm like, con. And I'm looking at the whole setup and I'm like, yeah, I might be able to watch football on a Sunday right there in that room. But then all these damn couches, what's the kids going to do? They're going to run through all the couches, right? Who's going to clean that damn house, right? My rib, she ain't going to be able to run around and clean that whole. Like, I'm looking at all the things that are practical, and I'm like, it's not even practical. 15-car garage, okay, cool. You know, I look at those things, and I'm like, it's not even. Before I used to get excited, like, damn, it's a dope house. Oh my God. Now I'm just like, you seen one house, you seen them all. As long as it got some good heat, some good insulation, some hot ass water, and a good shower head. That's all you care about. And at night, that bed better be on point. That's it, right? And a little bit of a space for you to stiff arm everybody away and watch some peaceful TV. But you know what I noticed? No matter how big of a space you have, we're inclined to want to gather on top of each other. It don't matter how many bedrooms you got. Everybody want to be on top of everybody. All the family wants to be up under you. It don't matter. So you can have 18 bedrooms. Guess what everybody's going to do? Interrupt your peace. Interrupt you. Want to be around you. I'm not saying in a negative way, but that's just how we are. We can only be separate for so long. But anyway. Right? I'm sorry.
No, you made me think about it. I heard someone tell me that they were happier when they had a smaller house and everybody was able to be closer together versus when they got a bigger house and everybody was further apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
But read on.
Thou delightest not in burnt offerings.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. The sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart.
Now, when we're in our tribulation, this is what the Most High want. The Most High will is not for us to be in mental anguish. It's not for us to be stressed out or worrying about where our food's going to come from or worried about our loved one leaving us or worried about what's happening with our kids or worried about if I'm going to keep the job, how I'm going to pay my bills. The Most High just wants you to humble down. And if you still don't get humbled, He'll continue to break the things around you that you use as a God over Him. That you look to and you hold on to more securely than you do the Most High. Whether it's your husband, whether it's your rib, whether it's another brother, or your job. You think your job is the end all be all, the savior of your household? The Most High will break that down. But he wants you to break it down yourself. He don't want you to be trying to hold on to that. It's like, you hold on to that tighter than you hold on to me. I'm a jealous God. Don't the scripture say that?
Yep.
Say you're a jealous God. He don't want nothing to have more power over you than him. To hold more weight to you than him. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 10. And this is the reason why I'm going here, because this is a beautiful scripture.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful scripture that articulates when you are broken and you have no strength left. You don't got the money. You don't got the looks no more. You don't got the position. You don't got the car. You don't got your own health. When you don't got nothing to depend on no more as your strength, you are broken. What can you depend on for your strength now? You ain't got nothing. You got to depend on them. Read.
2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities.
He said, I take pleasure in being sick. Give it to me. I'm sick. Oh, my body aching. Oh, I ain't got no strength in my body to keep moving. Oh, but I keep doing it anyways. Go ahead.
In reproaches.
Oh, man. People's coming down on me, ragging on me. I'm a reproach. People don't want to be around me. But guess what? What Yahweh Shai said, y'all gonna all leave me. But I'm not alone because my Father is with me. Read on.
In necessities.
In necessities, I need things. I need food. I need shelter. I need clothing. But guess what? Man shall not live on bread alone, but from every word that proceeded from the mouth of the Father. Read on.
In persecution.
In persecution. I'm being persecuted wrongfully. Or, you know what? You might not be. Because what's the Most High trying to show you? Read on.
In distresses for Yahweh's sake.
Read.
For when I am weak,
Go ahead.
then am I strong.
Now the purpose of being weak, how are you strong when you're weak? Well, everything that you use to set up as a God for you, and that's causing you, because these things are causing you the mental turmoil, the mental distress, anxiety, depression, the things that you set up as gods, well, it's been broken down. You thought you were strong, you depend on your muscles, your body is broken down. Thought you were strong and you depend on your husband, he broke down. Thought you could depend on your rib, she broke down. Thought you could depend on your money, your job, what you got in the bank account depleted. You owe money now. What you depending on? He said, when I'm weak, then am I strong. Because you are no longer holding on and grasping on to the things of this world. You're no longer holding on to material things. You're living in the spirit. You have to depend on the Most High. You got to. That's the only way that you can survive now. Is Bahasham Yahushai. That's why Paul said, I glory in all these things. Because when I'm weak, that's when I'm really strong. Because I'm no longer using myself, my intellect, my know-how, someone else's know-how, my money, my finances as a crutch or a strength to stand on. I'm standing on the only thing that's really real in this world. The only one that's really real in this world. Because everything else is just the matrix. It's fake. It's not here. You think that was the wood I was tapping? Think that's air you're breathing? You know? Everything else is fake. The Most High is the only one that's real in this world. He's the only true power. And if you put anything else up as a power, well, he's going to break you down. He's going to break that down. Why? Because he loves you. He deals with us as sons and daughters. It's a blessing to be broke down. But realize what's happening in the situation and go ahead and humble yourself down to the wisdom. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
We moving around the flesh? Yeah, we don't war after the flesh. Neither does the Most High. He moving things in the spiritual realm to break you down, to tear down those strongholds within your own mind that you think that you need this to stand. He wants to show you that you need him. Read on.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal,
Go ahead.
but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Pulling down strongholds. You know what a stronghold is? It's a type of grip that someone can have on you or something can have on you that you feel like you can't get out. It's like that good headlock, that rear naked choke in MMA. People hard to get out of that rear naked choke. It's a stronghold. Whatever got the stronghold on you, the Most High is breaking it down in the spirit. He wants it, and you feel like he's breaking you down. Why, God? Oh, God, why? Why am I going through this? Why me? Why do I have to deal with this? Day in, day out. My bed is swimming with tears. My couch is drenched with my tears. I feel like I can't go on no more. I'm weak in my body. I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat. I don't feel like eating because I'm down. All these different emotions that have flooded you. Most High is just breaking you down in the spirit. He wants you all the way broken down so that you can know that all you can depend on is him. Everything that you thought you could depend on was only the matrix. It's not real. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Casting down imagination.
It was all in your imagination. It was just my imagination once again. Running away with me. Oh, it was just my imagination. Running away. That's all it was. It was. These things are just your imagination. And the Most High is breaking down these imaginations in the spirit. Go ahead.
And every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
The knowledge that you might have over the Most High is, well, guess what? I need health care insurance. Man, I don't know how y'all brothers do it. I need insurance. I need insurance for me. I need insurance for my family. Because y'all run around with no health care insurance. Y'all are crazy. But that's your imagination. That is a high thing that's setting itself up over the knowledge of the Most High. You know the Most High put herbs on the earth to heal the body? You know that the Most High had gave the whole a fountain of information from the entire world at your fingertips. You can research. Like the World Wide Web is right here, like in your hands, in your pocket. Information you want to research? Hold it up against the scripture. Make sure it lines up with the word. You got it right here at your fingertips. Every high thing that exalted itself. And it's not exalting itself. You exalt it. You chose to let that be set up over the knowledge. It's silly. It's silly the mental games that we play with ourselves. Because there's nothing that should be set up over the knowledge of the Most High. But that's why we got to get into these broken estates. So when you're broken and that light bulb goes off, and you know what? I'm going to just move in faith. I'm gonna trust in the Most High that everything is gonna be all right. I'm giving myself to you. Jesus, take the wheel. Because I can't drive no more. I realize that I don't know how to drive. Let me lean on the knowledge. Guess what? If I don't understand the knowledge, I got people next to me that can break it down. By Hashem Yahushai. I got teachers. I got a well. I have a source where if I'm lacking, they can help fill in the gaps. And that's what we got as a camp. That's what we got as a unit. That's what we got in unity. That's why the Most High commanded us to unify. Because not one Israelite got it all by themselves. And if you think you do, you will be broke down to find so that you will know that you don't. Was that in all that?
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua.
Con. Every thought. You know, in these turmoils, in the mental anguish, it's harder to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But you got to bring every thought into captivity. You throw it into jail. You let them know that, you know what? What does the Bible say about that? How I'm thinking, what does the Bible say about that? What is the Most High? How does the Most High feel about what I'm thinking right now while I'm going through my tribulation? Bringing it into obedience to Christ. Read verse 6.
Verse 6. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Once you've learned about being broken and having a broken and contrite heart, you're able to teach and show others how to get through it. Having a readiness to avenge. Yeah, you're going through it because you've been disobedient. You're going through it because you set these different things up as gods in your life. I was there. I was there, brother. I was there, brother. And I overcame it by Hashem Yahushai. Because I humbled myself. Now I have a readiness to help you avenge the disobedience that is in your spirit. Because my obedience has been fulfilled in that area. But we're all still growing. So, message of the class: troubles don't last always. There's no bad days, only bad moments. Bad situations. But we can overcome. And just doubling back to how I was talking about in the beginning of the class, David wasn't about just a pity party. I know misery loves company, but that wasn't what David was about. When David was pouring out his heart, he was taking you on this roller coaster to say, hey, I know this is where I'm at. I know where you're at. And then he starts to bring you back up in the Psalms. Had it not been for the Most High on my side.
God.
If the Most High didn't grab me from the pit, he starts to turn it. He takes all that sorrow and he turns it into an up-tempo, upbeat way of thinking. And that's what we got to do in all of our situations. Not only, we have to learn from our situations and know that it's going to turn around. We have to turn it around in our spirit by leaning on the Most High and trusting in the Most High. Any questions? Any comments, concerns online, in class?
Y'all brought up one scripture. Mark those that sigh and cry.
Ezekiel 9 and 6. 9 and 4. It's, yeah.
I just read it, that's why.
Yeah, Ezekiel 9 and 4. 5.
Con. For the abominations in the city. Yeah, I was sighing and crying today when I heard how.
You heard that on the radio, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ezekiel 9, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that's it for the class. Online, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us today. Keep up the fight, stay strong, and I will see you, and I do mean you, in the kingdom.
Hey, remember, we got Passover coming up. We got the summit. We're going to the summit in February the 4th, so we're not gonna have class. All the bros are going from here, and mostly I think all the bros from VA is going, and everybody from Virginia, from Rochester. So we're probably not gonna have class that weekend, that Friday, Saturday. So just keep that in mind. We'll be at the summit, yeah. So we'll be there. It's in Dallas. It's in Dallas. So it's good because it ain't too far for us.
4-hour drive.
Yeah, a little 4-hour drive. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Tank of gas, up, do your thing, slide back down. You know, Virginia ain't gonna fly out, so. But yeah, I'll just letting everybody just keep that in mind. That way, if you don't see us, we didn't give up the fight. Yeah. So.
You didn't succumb to the tribulation.
Yeah. That's right. But yeah, with that, definitely like to say shalom.
Shalom.
Up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayan with Yahweh Shai up in the kingdom, yeah.
Who are we? It's God. Then who are we? It's God. Can't be you.
Israel.
Who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power.
I said, who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power.